Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Well, it looks like the chat is live chat is currently unavailable. It's unavailable right now, but that's okay. I'll continue to pile through. Maybe it might come back online. Maybe it'll stay off. I don't need anybody else. I got my own show to run. But let's get right into it. This is the 90th anniversary of a horrible, horrific, terrible time among a whole list of other horrible, horrific, terrible times that would precede and that went before and after Hitler's reign. It was the Night of Long Knives. It actually lasted for three days. It went from June 30th, which is today's date, all the way up to July 2nd. And basically, it was a purge. I mean, you can call it also a coup. I was mistaken. I didn't think that Hitler had anything to do with any coups. I thought he was voted and everything. Everything was all vote. Everything was all vote. Not necessarily. He had his compatriots and his enemies killed, or jailed, or executed. By firing squad, by tempting them to commit suicide. Ernst Röhm, he was one of the key components of the SA, or the brown shirts, that was with the Nazis, and he was given a pistol, just to sat by him, in a jail cell, like he was expected to commit suicide. And in 5 minutes, that he was bare chested, and he was just showing him, come and shoot me then, if you don't have the guts to do it yourself. I'm not gonna commit suicide. You don't have the guts to kill me. Come on, come with it. And they finally did kill him, actually. So, I mean, this is fact. This is all history. I just saw this on Sunday morning, just watching a few hours ago. Night of the Long Knives. I heard of Crystal Knocked, or the Night of Shards of Glass. That was against the Jews. I heard of that from Elie Wiesel. I'm trying to remember the book title right now. Let me see something. Look up. Yeah, Wiesel. Night. It was just called Night. Okay, good. I couldn't remember what it was called, or Crystal Knocked, or something like that. That was just called Night. But I don't even know if it had to do with Crystal Knocked. But anyway, that's what it had to do with. The documentary that I watched about the Night of Long Knives was very, hey honey, Hitler, was very allegedly, he was allegedly a male prostitute in Vienna prior to his rise to power. Very, very strict. I didn't even know about that. That was an interesting tidbit that I did not know about. And it was like concerned. The documentary was really concerned. It was like, yes, about homosexuals, and people. He was very concerned with the homosexual activities of the men around him and stuff like that. So I'm just like, whoa, this is just I never really realized that it was going to that level. And the alleged, like I was talking about, Röhm, he was killed. It was because allegedly he knew a bit too much about Adolf Hitler and his different proclivities towards young men. Who knows? I don't know. But that would have been a very sore, kind of conversation, to have with gay people nowadays, to say that Hitler was among them. I mean, that wouldn't be, the best way to, to show pride. This is the last day of Pride Month, to have, Adolf Hitler be amongst them. I mean, they definitely wouldn't want that, because they are, rights loving, freedom of the press, obviously write books, about homosexual activities and stuff like that. Hitler was not having that. Hitler wasn't even having, just if you weren't writing about the weather, like they had bans on people's obituaries being printed to not give witness to the people that were killed during the night of long knives. So this is the leader that people are seeing. This is the person. This is the person, the monster. Excuse me, not even a person, but the monster that people are seeing. And Germans are just like, hey, doing the Nazi salute and everything. They're just going, everything's all right, everything's fine, everything's cool. He's a good guy. He's going to make Germany the best country in the world. We're going to take over, parts of Africa and Europe and places like that. I mean, it's been 90 years. 90 years since this happened. He would have been he would have been dead and gone by now, but Hitler, took the coward's way out, blew his brains out. I mean, not to say that everybody that blew their brains out was a coward. I don't want to go there. I don't want to, try to, make that interpretation, because a lot of people are troubled and find that to get rid of the demons or the evil spirits in their mind, not mystical, but the evil thoughts in their head. That's the only way that they can get rid of them. So that's the whole point there. But this night of long knives, like I said, it lasted to July 2nd, so it really wasn't one night. It was multiple nights. It definitely put a stamp on Adolf Hitler as someone that he was the that's the point. He was chancellor. I think he was voted for chancellor. I could be wrong. Could correct me in the comment section. Oh, Scott, you don't know what you're talking about. Hitler wasn't, elected chancellor. He was appointed. I don't remember. To be honest, I looked up a lot of history during these past weeks. Ever since Mr. Terrain dropped it in my mind to do Hitler searches. For clout. This is all clout. I'm the clout young man. Mr. Choice Terrain is the clout daddy. And I'm just a young man who's searching for clout. And I'm for clickbait. I'm for all of that, because it's all about money. This whole thing is about. Don't get it twisted. Don't get confused. Oh, well, I wanted to do it for I want to do it for my own personal thing. That's cute and that's nice, and I actually respect people that just want to do it for the creativity and stuff like that, and that's cute. But I want to do it for the money, because you get the money and then you can be creative as you want. You have your own space for creative. I might have to get enough money to start my own YouTube. Go beyond YouTube. I don't know. And have it so where, by, the views you get, that's how much money you get. I think that's how YouTube started, actually. They were looking at a site called Rever.com. Rever.com was a revolutionary site. It was the first that I know of site that paid for content for videos. And I got like $50 off of them. So I was like happy. I was good. I made $50, that nobody told me about. I don't even remember how I first heard of Rever. I think I just saw it on the internet somewhere. I just put it into Google, video site that pays, and I think it came up like when the top search results. And I was just looking at that. I was like, oh, it's all right. I'll go with that. But I digress. Hitler, this guy, man. But he wasn't like Mr. Trossard said. He wasn't the absolute monster as maybe Dr. Joseph Mengele, Heydrich. Right? I think. Let me make sure I get his. I want to make sure I get his name right. I'm trying to get his name right. Just give me a minute. Reinhard Heydrich. He was colder than even Hitler, but Hitler gets to shine. He gets the blame. He gets the main idea. Whenever like I said before, every protest there's a picture of somebody with a Hitler mustache Trump's got a Hitler mustache. Bush has a Hitler mustache. Mainly Republicans. They do it sometimes with Democrats. But mainly they do it with Republicans. Like they're there's one that was ironic. The Hitler mustache with Obama. I don't know if that's ironic. Maybe it's the same thing, because he was similar. He was similar to Hitler in certain circumstances. But anyway, yeah. So I just learned about the Night of Long Knives and how conniving and cutthroat and deceiving and just underhanded Hitler really was. I knew he was a vicious bastard. He was a megalomaniac and a monster and a killer and a murderer. But I mean, his own friends, his own people that he was compatriots with, the only people that he rolled with, the people he was tight with, they suffered under his rule and died. They not only suffered, but they died. They were killed. They were murdered. They were shot to death. Most cases. I didn't hear anything else. I didn't hear like they were drowned or set on fire or something like that. But most of them, it was just getting shot, just plain getting killed by way of pistol or rifle. It's very distressing when you think about how you think about the way that he brought about such death and destruction and despair, and the fact that I think at one stage, at least at one point, he was elected. At least at one point. At least at one point, excuse me. At least at one point, he was elected. At least at one point, some point, I think he was elected to chancellor. But he wanted to bring the chancellor and the presidency into one faction, one idea, one goal. And in doing that, he had control over the military as well. So the German soldiers, not just German soldiers, these were National Socialist soldiers, all for him, all for his regime, and it would lead to their own destruction. It led to the destruction of millions of people, led to the destruction of themselves. They imploded. They completely imploded. They completely collapsed. Everything fell. Everything went to hell because of the evil. Evil can't last. Evil is puny and weak and impotent. That's what evil is. Wickedness is impotent. It is not powerful. It is not strong. It is not mighty. It is totally impotent. And so we have to look at the fact that if Hitler is going to take out his own friends, what would he do to people that he doesn't even give a goddamn about whatsoever, or never gave a goddamn about? And of course, I watched this documentary. I think it was just called Night of Long Knives. It was from the History Channel military arm, military history. It was an okay presentation. It wasn't like earth shattering or groundbreaking, but it's presented the facts, presented the images pretty well, and everything was synced up. They had some reenactments and things of that nature, and it was decent. It was like a C plus, B minus. It wasn't too out of the norm, but what I got from it was the information. Just the fact that this guy was so. I mean, I'm not trying to draw parallels, but y'all know where I'm going. This guy, he was already in power, and then he still wants that power. A power luster, somebody that can't, just sit on the bench and just watch the game. You got to have the ball and be a ball hog the entire time. So that's where it all gets goofy. That's where it gets really. I mean, goofy is not the word. I'm trying to say a harsher word. It gets very disturbing. It gets very disturbing at that point. So that's the whole rationale. Well, no, there really wasn't any rationale. There wasn't a rationale behind what Hitler did or anything like he did. That was the complete opposite of rationale. People say, "Oh, but he was a brilliant military thinker. He was a great military expert." Really? The same guy that was in the bunker with the cyanide and the pistol for himself in 1945? Was that the brilliant expert? Did he know what he was doing all the way up to that point? I doubt it highly. I know for a fact not. So we have to really take into account the fact that he put on, this facade, and who knows what he was before, who knows what he was about, who knows what he was doing. Hitler, Homo Hitler, just to put a little jab into his history, as like somebody that, oh, it's hateful of the homosexuals, and they're terrible, and they're not even humans, they're subhuman and everything like that. Well, look at here. Let's see about this. Let's see about him being a little bati boy and on the streets of Vienna. You're calling out these people that they're just trying to live their lives, as human beings, and you round them up and kill them, and you put them in concentration camps just because they like the same sex, and you're the one that is about it. The same thing goes for his Jewish lineage. He's part Jewish. He had Jewish in his family. That's it would be ironic, but I don't even think that's ironic. I just think that's unfortunate, severely unfortunate. He had every chance to be a model citizen. He could have been just a terrible artist, selling his ugly paintings along the roadside, somewhere in Bavaria or something. That's all he had to do. That's all he had to do. But no, that would have made too much sense. That would have been too much like right. That would have made way too much sense. So his whole modus operandi was to go against everything that he really was, allegedly. There's no facts, there's no proof behind him being a homosexual, but there is facts and proof that he was of Jewish lineage. But he wanted to distance himself from both of those ideas. He wanted to show people that, oh well, I'm not a Jew, I'm not a gay person, I'm not any of these things. I have to rule the world. I have to be a murderer. I have to be. But of course, he didn't say that to himself. He was saying, "I'm purging." The night of the long knives. He's like, "I'm purging everybody that could go against me, so I can finally get the power, so I can make Germany a great place." That's every dictator. That's every despot. Everyone. They want to make it a better world. Nobody wants to say, "Oh, I'm going to take over power and it's going to be a horrible place. It's going to be terrible. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to make it terrible for certain people. Some people it's going to be terrible for, but not everybody. I mean, I want Germany to still, rise up and still be a great place for just these select few amount of people. That's my goal. That's what I'm saying. So if you have any, inkling, any idea, any thought as to what Hitler really was trying to do, it's just like everyone else. Everyone else, we're going to give you, all kinds of benefits and aid and jobs, and we're going to give you spoon feed you all this candy till you're sick, and then we're going to give you some more. We're going to give you some more candy. That's the way to do it. You can't. I don't think there's ever been a point in history where there was a a tyrant or some kind of authoritarian that was like, this is a bad idea. I'm doing this, because I don't like any of you. This is terrible. This is an awful thing to do. This is horrific. This is just disgusting. And so I'm doing it for your best favor. I know it's disgusting. I know it's bad. And that's the whole point, to make sure it's bad. Like, no one, I don't think there's anywhere, Stalin, Lenin, Attila, if you want to say Hitler, of course, that's what I'm talking about now. But, Pol Pot, it was all for the good. Communism is good. Socialism is good. National socialism is good. Fascism is good. Mussolini was, proponent of fascism. What happened to him? He was strung upside down again, I guess, or something like that. How did he? Let me make sure how he died. I think he was strung upside down. Okay, so they were killed. Benito Mussolini was killed. It says the bodies of Mussolini and Petacci were taken to Milan and left in a suburban square, the Piazzale Loreto, for a large angry crowd to insult and physically abuse. They were then hung upside down from a metal girder. I was right. Above a service station on the square. Okay, so I thought he was upside down and killed. Okay, so I was kind of wrong about that part. But yeah. So you're not going to be a vicious dictator or a tyrant or authoritarian and get away with it by people saying, yeah, this is terrible. Millions of people are going to die. You may have a terrible life, but it's all for the good. It's all for a good cause. It's all for the good cause. It's all for the good. It's really a good thing. That's what has happened in the past and may continue to happen. It's for your own good. It's for your own good. It's only a happy ending, for you select few, for you select people. Other people, you people over here, you Jews, okay, no, your life is gonna be hell, and then you're gonna die, or we're just gonna kill you. That's the truth. That's the reality that we have to live with. That's the reality that we have to continually fight against. And it looks like, I mean, I'm just gonna say it, Trump. Trump is no Hitler. I don't like when people compare. Well, he's like Hitler. He's like Hitler. That's stupid and wrong and false. Trump is okay. If you had the scale of negatives and positives and the spectrum of evil, Trump will be in like the low teens, maybe. But like Hitler's like negative like 3,000. Like it's not even close. Like I might be even over exaggerating. I might be exaggerating, but Trump is not even close to Hitler in that regard, and evil and just complete disgusting, disturbing behavior. He's a louse. He's an idiot. He's a moron. So is Biden. Biden's a moron, or he would have been one, but he's so deteriorated you can't even call him a moron anymore. He's almost less than. He doesn't have the capacity to be a moron. He lacks the fire and passion he once had 5 years ago. 5 years. The cells in his mind in his brain have evaporated in a sense. The synapses aren't firing the same way, even in 5 years. 5 years. So could you imagine another 4 years? What would that be like? Oh my God. Even the Democratic Party is like, we're looking at our options. I would, I want to see a sister girl moment. I want to see a sister girl moment. I want to see Kamala Harris and Vice President. I want to see Vice President Kamala Harris as president and Michelle Obama as vice president. That's what I want to see. It would be horrific. It would be horrendous, disgusting. Oh my gosh, girl, did you see this kind of moment? Like that's that's exactly what would happen. That's all that would happen. But yeah, the night of the long knives. I've never even heard of that till today. Whose fault is that? It's my own fault. I'm gonna blame myself. I was gonna say, oh, the poor government school system should have taught us more. They didn't tell us about the night of the long knives. I had to find out about it from a TV show. Almost 20 years after I graduated from high school. I mean, maybe I didn't explore it that much. Maybe I didn't get too in detail. But I'm glad I know about it. I'm sure there wouldn't be any, addresses today. I don't think so. I don't think there were any. Let me see. Night of Long Knives. Let me see. Night of Long Knives news. Let's see. Today in history, June 30th, Night of Long Knives. Today in history, June 30th, Night of Long Knives. On this day, events in history on June 30th, launch of Hitler's Night of Long Knives, world's first emergency number. Okay. I remember them saying that too. 999 in UK, I think it was. Night of Long Knives, but no events. I don't see any events. They're using Night of the Long Knives for different things like the death of the Iranian president. Remember him? He died in a helicopter crash. They're saying that now they're looking for they're trying to take him out. That he was taken out allegedly. I guess I don't know. Seems kind of odd. But that's the whole gist of it, man. Just disgusting, disturbing, just awful. How did we let this happen? How did this occur? The 20th century. I was born in the 20th century. Some of you weren't even thought of in the 20th century. Some of y'all were born in the 21st century. You have no clue what the September 11th events looked like as they were happening. You don't even have a clue. You have no idea. Maybe that's our enemy too. Our enemy is like that right now. Islamic, Islamist, Islam. I mean, I'm just saying that from my man, oh God, Bosch Falstein. Because he said it's not Islamic totalitarianism, it's not Islamism, it's Islam. Like, let's just cut it straight to the point. And people argue, well, no, because they have, a whole philosophy, they have a whole faith behind it, and it's different than the Islamic totalitarianism and things of that nature. Okay, I understand that. In Islamic totalitarianism is like exactly what it is. But if you want to just say Islam, why not? I just say it's Islam. Like I said, Crusades and the Reformation and things of that nature. I'm drawn. I can't remember the Crusades but that's Christianity. Aaron and Moses slaughtering thousands of people who were worshiping a golden calf. That was Judaism. It just depends on your time period in history. That's all it depends on. It's all it hinges on. So I want to say, I was taken aback by this, idea, but I wasn't surprised. I was shocked, but I wasn't surprised that Hitler would take out his own friends and colleagues, and of course his enemies, but and people that he never even knew of and would never meet or never know about, and just slaughter them. I understand it, and I'm glad I was able to read about it and learn about it and watch it, like it happened today. Okay, second half of the show. Let me get these advertisements out. First off, my main man Peng. He has lifestrongapparel.com, lifestrongapparel.com. He has CMOS. He has fitness gear. He has all kinds of products. I've tried the fruit infused CMOS. It is great. It's blueberry. He has other flavors like mango. Check him out. Tell him that the Goofy Guy Scholar Saunders sent you. Then enjoy, all the products that he has to offer. That's my main man Peng. Okay. There's BEEJACKSON 5478. Almost messed it up. On YouTube. He's got near beer, sardines on the grill, and commentary about different things like chicken and things of that nature. So he has a great personality, great guy that I've seen virtually. I've never met him, but he seems like he's a great guy. He fills up my cup when I come around for the for the donations, so I appreciate him. Tell him that the Goofy Guy Scholar Saunders sent you. Also, check out Spirit Smooth Tunes, SPIRITSMOOTHTUNES on YouTube. If you like Kim, Najee, Whitney Houston, Peebo Bryson, the Rolls Royce, the Gap Band, Zap, the Fatback Band. If you like all these different artists and artists like them, you're going to enjoy Spirit Smooth Tunes. Make sure you get somebody that's a significant other and you cozy up, get some wine going. Might get a J rolled. Do what you got to do. If that's your thing, that's not my thing. I don't drink and I don't smoke, so do what you got to do. Make sure you enjoy yourself and have a good time. Also, if you want to see a great, tell them that the Goofy Guy Scholar Saunders sent you. Also, if you want to watch a great gameplay, first-person shooter, go to twitch.tv/.focus_. Just one underscore, not a whole bar, just one underscore. DOTFOCUS _. Tell them if there's a way that you communicate. I still don't know that. I'm an old man on the porch. You don't have the kids get off my lawn. So I'm not up with Twitch. I'm trying to get on, Discord and stuff like that. It's far past me, it's past me. But definitely tell them that the Goofy Guy Scholar Saunders sent you. And also, if you want to join the 100 Club, which is $100 or more for each month to the broadcast. It doesn't flip over. Like if you gave me $50 this month and then $50, in the next month, doesn't count. It's all $100 in 1 month only. So you become a part of the group. Like Height has done it twice. He did it in May and June. So I'm looking for July. I appreciate him. He's a constant supporter. I don't want to say a loyal supporter, but a constant supporter. He said, he doesn't care about the blue wrench. He doesn't care about anything like that when the chat, works. Chat's not working right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's a storm. I don't know. I'm broadcasting though, so that's always a plus. But anyway, he was just like, do your thing. He just said, do your thing. There's another guy named Tone J. He was like, I just like to see new people come in. I haven't seen him in a long time. But he gave me a good penny. He gave me a good amount. He gave me a good little, chunk of change. So I appreciate him nonetheless. But if you want to advertise or support me via and support yourself, really, if you want to advertise or sponsor for the show, hit me up at on SKYLERSAUNDERS@gmail.com. Okay, I think that's enough. This is a weird one. This is going to cap all of the shows that I've done on Hitler. This is the last one, I think, for the foreseeable future, unless something comes up that's like too outrageous and I have to jump on it and has to deal with Hitler. They uncover him or something like that. I don't know what the deal is, but I have this question: if your girl, or maybe your guy, I don't know, if your significant other, if your spouse was like, man, I think Hitler had some good ideas. Like, what would you do? What would you do? Would you be like, would you argue? Would you like say, oh no, I gotta get the hell out of here. This dude is crazy. This chick is out of her mind. She said Hitler has some good ideas. Like, it's not far off. The artist formerly known as Kanye West, Ye, he said Hitler had good ideas allegedly. Let me see. Ye and Hitler. He praises Adolf Hitler. So what do you do? What do you do? Do you pack up and say, no, I can't stay with this cat. I can't stay with this broad. She lost her goddamn mind. She's saying that Hitler was, he had some good ideas. He had some good thoughts. If it were me, or if it was me, I always get those mixed up. But if it was my case, and the female says something like that, the woman, she'd have to pack her bags and go. Or I have to get the hell out of her place. It'd be too quick. It'd be too quick. No, because that's extending evil. That's extending it. That's praising it. That's solidifying it. That's making it seem that it's proper when it's improper, when it's evil, when it's vicious. How could you even that's why I don't deal with gay. I try not to do anything streaming. I have a CD player. Got a CD player back here somewhere. CD player. Okay? Can't stream on anything on here. Huh? See that? That's a little commercial for Sony. I try to just play his records on there, on his CDs. So it doesn't count for streams. I'm not supporting that man. Ever. Again. It would have to be an extreme transition. If he said, I'm supporting Ayn Rand, then maybe I might figure that out. I might, say, okay, he wants to, figure out who Ayn Rand is. And that's the thing, too. It's like hip hop would benefit from Ayn Rand so well if they really understood it. I always say Eminem for hip hop. It's mysticism, narcissism, and mercantilism. But just imagine if people in hip hop knew Ayn Rand and what she stood for and what she was about, it'd be a completely an utter change, and it wouldn't be too distant, because, like I said, it's all about narcissism. Ayn Rand was not about narcissism, but the closest thing to it is egotism, and that's closer to that is egoism. And she was about egoism. There's a split there. It's very slight, but it's very close, and it's very close to T and egoism and egotism. But it's apparent. So you have reason, evaporates when a woman, turns over, says, baby, I just like what Hitler had to say. I don't know. He was a great speaker. He knew what to do. He had plans for Germany that were going to be revolutionary and wonderful and build up the state. Like, I would just be like, all right, I gotta get the hell out of here. Gotta get out of here. She's talking out the side of her neck. That'll be the end of that relationship. No, please, baby, don't go. Don't go. I was just seeing what you was gonna say. No, you know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that you're out of your goddamn mind. That's what I was gonna say. And I was gonna say that you can take your ideas of Hitler and you know what to do with them. But that's facts. That's like that Sensori broad that he's running around. What's her name? Sensori. What's her name? Sensori. Bianca Sensori. Like, is she completely just brain sullied? I hate that term, brainwashed. Is she brain sullied? Is her brain that dirty? Is it mind? Is that mind so malfunctioning? This everything he does is perfect and wonderful and good, and she can accept the fact that he says all these different things that are completely heinous and vicious. What's happening to our men of color? Diddy, Ye, and so many others, but especially them, just fell from grace. Well, Ye had a different kind of, I mean, and even Diddy had a different kind of way of expressing, but Ye at least didn't do anything criminal. He's not done anything criminal. Diddy's done things that are criminal, but they're not, able to be prosecuted because of the time extension, the lapse in time. What is it called? Statute of limitations. But if I swear to God, if one woman said anything like that to me, it'd be off. It'd be off. It wouldn't be on and popping. I wouldn't fight her. I wouldn't say anything. I probably not even say a word to her. I'd just be like, okay, grab my bag, grab my shoes, put on my shirt and pants, and get the hell out of there. I don't know. It'd be over with. It'd be a wrap. So what would you do? What would you do? That's what I want to know. I can't see in the live chats. It's not currently available, but I would love to know what y'all would do and rebroadcast it. Put it under. You can't put it under. Maybe you can. You can't see the live chat, but I think you can put it under comments. You can still comment on my videos. I think. I can't remember. But you just can't see the live chat. But anyway, there's no live chat today. So, but that'd be the end of it. That'd be the wrap. I would have to. Did you see this video? You ever seen a concentration camp? You ever seen millions of people dying, either weighing 40 pounds, a grown man weighing 40 to 60 pounds, because he's starving to death and being worked to death, and then shaved all his hair, and then put into a gas chamber, and then put into an oven. Do I have to remind you of that? Is that no? But he had the Autobahn. No, he didn't. That happened way before him. He did not conceive the Autobahn. That's a fallacy. I'm looking it up right now. They thought of the Autobahn used for their ends. That's what Hitler did. Autobahn history. It says this, Autobahn history. Many people still believe that the Nazis invented the famous German Autobahn and that the construction work helped eradicate mass unemployment in Germany. But this is the historical fiction. So that's fiction, not fact. So Ye doesn't even know what he's talking about. And he was talking about DEFCON 5 or DEFCON 3. He thought like the number going up is worse. It's actually going down is worse, or going up, to number one is the most severe. He thought 3 was like is headed towards the most severe of all of them. But I'll be the hell out of there. I want to know. I want to know. Please send me an email. Send me a message. What would you do? Yeah, Hitler has some good ideas, girl. You just don't know. He had it all. He had it all down pat. He had it together. He had it on point. He had it on fleek. He had it together. He had everything going for him. She'd be like, or he'd be like, you know what? I'm not feeling that. That's what it really would be. So we have to really look at that and understand it, and properly, pursue the right kinds of people in our lives, the right human beings, to understand who and what we really are. That's the case. Like, I can't deal with Ye. I don't have any. I've never streamed his album. I know it was number one. I know he had the number one single. Means nothing to me. Means nothing. I completely blackballed him. Completely, cut him off. He had a roller coaster ride already, but that was the last straw. It was like he made up for the Taylor Swift thing with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I was like, all right, I can rock with you. You're stepping all over a white woman's moment, but I can rock with you still with this My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy hit. This album is a hit, and I even messed with him with until Jesus and Life. What was the Life of Pablo? And I think I even went to Ye and Jesus is King, and even Donda. Donda was the last CD I heard from him. And Donda 2. Donda 2 was the last CD I think I heard of him. And after that, I had to come off. Had to cut him off from there. Even if it wasn't my girl, it was some dudes like, yo, man, I'm saying, Hitler had the best thoughts, man. He had the best ideas. Hitler had it on. He had it on smash. He was doing the damn thing. Like, I look at this nigga like, what? You ever seen footage? There was no such thing as the Holocaust. I said it. But that's what they say, People say that. And you can say that in America. You can actually say that. You can actually say there was no such thing. But of course there was. There really was. And we have to remember that. That's a fact. That's true. It's disturbing, but it's real. And we have to take the disturbing and put it into a place where we can say no more. Never again. Ever again. Never. The fact that it actually even took place is just, it just mystifies me. I mean, I'm not a mystified person. I'm not, I don't have mystical leanings or anything like that anymore. I'm not believing in God or spirits or anything like that. But it just baffles your mind. You're just like looking at it like, God damn, how many million people? What? Like, and the Allies had to win the war. Had to win the war. The bombing of Dresden, that took hundreds of thousands of lives. That's mamas, papas, aunties, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins. Wasn't just military, sites. Wasn't just military connections. It was civilian targets. We have to remember that. But I'm just thinking of a romantic relationship. You've been with her for a few months, maybe a year or two, or maybe more than that, maybe even a decade. She just comes out of nowhere and says, you got kids with her, you're married to her. She just comes out of nowhere and says, you know what, Hitler did have some good ideas. He really, he put it on point. He was on point with it. Like, you gotta be out your mind, woman. You gotta be. I'm taking the kids. I'm taking everything and the kids. I'm taking all this. I'm taking this house. I'm taking your cars. I should report you to the JDL. You should be reported for saying something crazy like that. Not that you can't say it, it's freedom of speech, but what would even drive somebody like Ye, who is not that bright? He's not that bright. And it's not just because he's a college dropout. There's plenty of bright college dropouts, but he's not one of them, because he was saying off the wall things and complete inaccuracies and fallible language. Especially, like I said, about the Autobahn. He said that the Nazis created the Autobahn. Hitler was behind the Autobahn. No, it was around years before Hitler was even in office. But that's what we have to think about. We have to think about the spouses, the people that are closest to us. What ideas are they harboring? Is she reading Mein Kampf, and and going under the sheets, and and pleasuring herself, reading Mein Kampf or something like that? Is that what's going on? Like, how deep is that? How serious is that? What does that have to do with bringing about different people? How does that affect other people? That's what I want to know. I'm just trying to imagine. Just and like I said, that's Sensori broad. I mean, I don't even know if I want to feel sorry for her. I think she knows too much. I know she knows better. She just is not complying with reality. Bianca Sensori. She's not complying with truth. Because if you were even close to somebody that said that, you would look at them like, what? That's just disturbing to me. That's very disturbing to me. That just unsettles me. That rocks my soul. It's Sunday, so I can preach a little bit. Said I dipped a little bit. I went to the water, dipped my feet in the water, and the water was cold. It chilled my body, but not my soul. That's the exact reaction I would have to be under. Like, it would chill my mind. It would chill my consciousness if some woman said that to me, and we were in some kind of romantic relationship, and she said, something's good about Hitler, and I would have been like, nah, I can't deal with this. That would have been my soul. My soul would have still been on fire. My soul would have still been burning for the passion and the compassion of millions of Jews and other people that were slaughtered and worked to death under the harshest conditions that you can even imagine. So I'm going to be closing out this little, journey, because I got pretty good numbers. More numbers than I usually get, for stuff that hasn't been on Mr. Troy Star Terrain's community section. None of these videos have been on community section, and did fairly well. Some of them in 3 figures. So I'm not mad about that. So, but It's a special way of showing how we accentuate and make sure things are of a certain way by illustrating that people are going to be irrational. People are not going to think. People are not going to say the right thing. People are going to say the wrong thing and back it up with nothing, with no evidence, no facts, no truth. Like yay. I'm yay bashing. I'm a yay basher. I, I used to be all for Ye. I used to dress like him. Everybody thought I was him when I was in high school. My best friend, he would say, "All right, you looking like Kanye," and then I'll be like, "Man, you look like Lloyd Banks." Like we would go back and forth, going back and forth, saying stuff on each other, just cracking on each other. But yeah, I had all his cuts, from the college dropout to late registration, graduation, 808s and Heartbreak, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, of course, like I said, Jesus. And I don't think I bought anything after that. I think everything was streamed. That was the last CD that I bought, was Jesus. But I can't deal with him anymore. I don't care about what he has to say unless he does something completely strange, completely overhauls everything. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I want him to do. I want him to do something that is completely revolutionary, and he has to, like Chris Brown got on the stage at the BET Awards in 2010 or 2000, I think it was 2009. I can't remember what it was. Somewhere around there, and he was just like crying, and I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Oh yeah, and he was like, because that was obviously after the Rihanna thing, and we were like, all right, we can rock with you, but people are still rocking with Ye. Even after saying all the bullshit that he said. I don't even think Jay is rocking with Ye anymore. Jay's not rocking with Diddy anymore. Where is Jay? I don't know. But yeah, so that'll be the end. That's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker. Hitler's definitely a deal breaker, to say the least. Hitler is a deal breaker. That's almost obvious, but it's not. Like I said with Ye. Bianca Censori's still with him. I just believe that. Just know that. She's with him still. She continues to be with him in a romantic relationship. Like it's cool. I don't think she has any words to say. I don't think she says, I don't think so. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Get on, get on get in the chats. But I don't think she ever says anything in public or on record or anything. He still talks, I think he still runs his mouth. And he still feels gratified that he had the #1 album, which sold, not as much, units, so it wasn't like amazing. And he had the #1 single in the world with Todd Dolla $ign. Like Todd Dolla $ign sold his soul. He copped out. He definitely did the wrong thing. He supported him, and everybody that was a part of that project that is in hell right now. I'm not going to say it's going to hell because that's mystical, but they're in hell. They're in hell in their own minds. That's what hell means. That's heaven and hell. There is no heaven and hell, thinking. There's only heaven and hell on earth, and that's the best and worst conditions known to man. Heaven is obviously the best conditions where everything is pro-reason, pro-mind, and pro-life. And hell is irrationalism, evil, wickedness, disgustingness, backwardness. That's basically it. So I had fun though. I mean, I didn't enjoy myself, but I had fun, getting the views, and that was fun. But it was a serious topic, Hitler. I think it was like 2 weeks or at least 1 week that I did this. Mr. George R. Train just dropped it in my mind, to go over do Hitler. and I just started doing, Hitler videos, and worked for me, except for one thing. I can't put them in my community section. You can't put pictures of Hitler in the community section. All I said was, do you think that the AI generated voices of Hitler are more ideal? That's all I said. That's all I said. And it was backlash. I got a strike. But beyond that, I had a great time, conversing with people, jousting with people intellectually. And I hope to do that in the future. And I thank everybody. I thank everybody that, showed up for tonight. I got 7 likes. There's one person watching me right now. I don't know who you are. You would probably be in the live chat, but I appreciate you for being there. And I thank you all. I'm going to watch the BT Awards. Good night.